So let me look at my iPad again at what I doodled. You might as well have a look as well. So straight away, we've changed that. It's loads bigger. Now this here, I think was like a capsule machine in my head. Now, do we go and look at capsule? Yeah, we do. You go look at capsule machines on the Firefox. Japanese capsule vending machines. I think this was the type of thing I was thinking of with the like semi-bulbous front. They're obviously much smaller, but do I actually care? Oh my God, look at this. We think, oh, here, no, this is exactly the type of thing I was thinking of. Yeah, but it is much smaller. But let's just do a big version of that, because that's cool. Oh, wow. Only, it's on Australian Amazon. A sweet $339. What more could a 40-year-old man want? Vending machine. Named. I'm even going to do this. Actually, this is pointless because it's one thing, but I'm going to do it anyway. Control-G. Put it in a group. Vending machines. So later on we can add another vending machine there, such as this one we're just about to build. Right, let's just, where should we plonk you? I feel like you would be, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, we need to merge you two. See, that is exactly there. If you notice now, that vending machine is called Extruded 3 and there's nothing in that group. So it merged to that panel, which rendered the naming and the grouping pointless. Now, I think if you'd done it the other way around, it would have done it the other way around, but I feel like what it should do is if there's a custom name, just assume that's the name you want for the joint part, but it doesn't. But let's rename it again because I'm a glutton for punishment. Put that into that group. Right, wicked. So let's just grab this and bung it there. I feel like what I might want to do actually is make this door loads bigger and have more of an open front so we can actually see into the store, and I can have some lights in there and possibly like a little like checkout counter and like some shelves. As it stands, it's possibly going to be a bit dull just on a door. If we want to get into that like super satisfying dollhouse almost, like little things, little world, I think being able to see in would be a better idea. So what we could actually, this is a cool idea. What we could do is we can move this door across the side when I'm ready to do it. I won't necessarily do this right now because I want to design that capsule machine that we just found. But we could treat this as a sliding door and have it off to the side and then have like a large hole, and then we could actually, then we could see inside the store and we could design a tail, a couple of little shelves. I think what we'll do is we'll design this hella funky, weird shape. We'll go flat at the back just so it can go flat against the wall. But yeah, we'll design this and then we can cut this out and design, could actually make that in a separate part so you can just glue it in and use a different coloured filament. Big old twisty knob and then the hole. Right, cool. So I'm just going to design it the wrong way just so I can keep looking at this image rather than twisting the image. So back plane comes along, it goes up, comes along a bit more, got a little foot. Let's have this coming out a smidge, go up a bit, steal the point there by pressing shift on it so we know we're locked to it, and then let's go up like this and like that. Let's extrude this out just to get the basic shape. Fat boy. Right, rotate Z 90. Bada bing, bada boom. Do not know why I said that. This is going to be one thing about streaming, is I'm going to realise the absolute tosh that I say. Right, cool. So big old fillets here, curve this off because that's what that's like. You need to have fillets on edges if the fillet is going to transition through them. I've just put a chamfer in, that's why. That's one thing I do that all the time as well. One way chamfers, another way fillets. And when you zoomed out, you just sometimes don't like notice it so well. Yeah. And then let's put like, yeah, cool. Oh, how have I done that? Oh, right, yeah, because I was going to cut that. No, so this should come out to the same amount there, right? So let's see if this works. Control R, isoparam. Let's grab this. And I think if I just pull this, yeah, see it takes the angle of the surface above, which is really cool for extending it out. Now if I extruded it rather than pulled it, it would go straight. Another thing that there's bits with plasticity when you've used other modeling programs where things just work the way you think they should have worked in other programs. So that's really cool. Stuff like that's just so fast, and you can see how artists just rapidly iterate on, especially like video game assets and things like that. Not that I actually understand anything about video game asset generation or you know, how you rig it afterwards. Maybe it's a nightmare, I don't know. And then type it here. And then how, yeah, right, so kind of got the shape. I have a feeling this might have to come down, which is that, again, it just does what it's meant to do. That would require redoing sketches and, you know, you can just kind of, you definitely lose precision when you're using plasticity versus a classical parametric card, but you just gain this ability just to be like, looks right, looks wrong, looks right, looks wrong, brilliant, go, bang, done. Right, wicked. So let's isolate that so I've got less visual clutter, except I would actually like to see, so let's unisolate, and I would like still to see the image. So select the image, select this, and then isolate it with full stop, so it's in both. Right, so what sort of curve do I want to chamfer there? Oh, actually comes back quite a lot more, doesn't it? Right, let's do that then. So, base, use that as reference plane, Shift A for the line. Another cool thing is you could be like, right, well, I like the angle of this line, press Shift on it a couple of times and it gives you a guide that follows it. Let's join these two lines and then add a nice smooth bevel. See, on the body, cut it out. So now we've got this swooshi, and we can now build that into it. So I think, where's the middle point of this line here? Because we treat that as like the middle of the arc circle, but then just stretch it so it's not a circle. Yeah, much better. Right, so then, okay, so what I might do is bring this in so it's obviously not on the edge because it needs to have a bit of a lid. Yeah, let's change the reference plane so it's to the middle of it. So we know we're in the middle of the part. And then we can do that. So we've only got half of it, and then because we've got that as our reference plane, mirror it, join together, and now we know we're perfectly in the middle. Oh, yeah. I like it. Actually, do I? Might be too far of a fillet. Let's do that. I'll mirror it so you don't have to do it again. Join together. Yeah, let's go. All right, let's do these bits. So I'll do the little bit where the ball drops out. I don't know what that actually is there. So just tell you how much you have to pay. And then the twister. The twister. Let's just eyeball it. Let's just go off pure vibes. Speaking as a man who's been to Japan precisely 0 times. Join. Right, now place it. Actually make it, oh, don't want to make it bigger because there's that bit to go above, isn't there? Add some fillets there so we don't have any sharp edges for when we want to fillet the front. Actually join it to the main body with a boolean. Let's bring this in. Yeah, much better. And then that's actually kind of the inverse of that shape. So this is what I was saying before about how you can steal geometry. So select out all those edges, pressed Shift D, and now we have that shape again. So let's rotate it 180. Oh yeah, and there's a bit that sticks out further there. I could already tell this is a mistake because when it comes to printing this is going to be somewhere that's immediate. Print it on its back, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, just use the back surface there to print it so it prints. But then again, that ruins. See, this is the thing with 3D printing. You have to think how the layer's going to go. So if you print it this way, I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see it. If you print it so this is the bottom and it prints that way, the layer lines go this way, which means you get a really high resolution for curves. If you would put it on the back side and print it this way, the curves are like planar with the 3D print, so that's how you then get that top texture that you can really visibly see the layer lines, which, you know, it's fine, but like some people aren't in love with it, which I'm not. I would always try and print things in an orientation that was going to work best. Right, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a bit of a chamfer on that so it has an angle, and I'll bring both these in, bring this one really in, and hope that we get away with it. It's the type of thing where you put it in the slicer, you'll know straight away whether it's going to be a pain. You just don't want to have to faff around with supports for little minor things like that. Probably going to need supports there because curved edges are not great, but we'll just see. Now, big fat twisty dial, which I'm 99% convinced is the main reason these machines make an absolute fortune. The things inside are obviously, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, amazing. But for me, it would be the twisting the dial. So let's bring that out a bit. Chamfer it, because chamfer. And then we need the knob. I didn't think I'd be saying that on the internet today, but life is full of surprises. Right, so the handle, and the handle's got like a curve. To be fair, so does this, but let's not overcomplicate what nobody in the universe will notice, except me, which is unfortunately where everything goes wrong, because I'll notice it. Yeah, I'm going to do it, aren't I? I'm going to try and make this curved, which is not difficult at all. So let's pick this as the reference pin. Let's just say we want a starting angle. Let's mirror the line over the other side. And then let's bridge it. Let's do a G1 tangency. Now, there's the thing. Tangencies in G1, G2, G3. Do I know what they are? No. I know that they have various levels of accuracy and tightness of curve and control points. However, if I was to sit here and pretend that I knew precisely when you should use G1, G2, and G3, I would be outed as a fraud immediately, rather than in several months' time. I'm going to say that that elevates this to mealy 400th place in the Maker World competition to an easy 200th. And these are the small marginal gains that we live for. Right, I think that's pretty cool. Let's just add this in. This again, the little key that the man comes and unlocks and takes his treasure. That's one at the top there as well. How much do I care? Fortunately, too much. I like the way they've just spent 5 minutes talking about how adding pointless overhangs is a nightmare, while I am professionally adding pointless overhangs. Let's really bring this inside. Yeah, I can't believe I'm actually going to look at the key pattern. It's a circle with a slot in. Let's just accept that. So what I've done there is offset the face to get a nice line that is perfect. Oh my god, get rid of the temp plane. So let's take this and cut it, difference it with this, but make sure we don't get rid of this. And now what we have is a part that fits in there. So you could print that different material, glue it on. I think probably would add tabs, but I thought this would take me a couple hours, very swiftly going down a rabbit hole, and it could take me 3 streams. So we could cut this door off, and then that'll let me move. So if we just take that as a plane, draw a line down there, now it's a separate body. We could move it to just trying to think how we can make space for. Now you see why I put vending machines. I think it might be best to do that. And then this one can go elsewhere, but it'll give us a big open area here.